Welcome to Learning GRASS GIS. This is tutorial number 6, starting GRASS GIS with a new project. We're going to be using coordinate system parameters from a list. On this tutorial, I will show you how to define and create a new location with its corresponding map set. If you haven't done so, please review tutorial number 1 so you learn or you know how to install GRASS GIS with the sample data that we will be using on these tutorials. You will learn how to define a GRASS database and location name. You will learn how to choose a projection for your location, and you will learn how to choose your projection location parameters, and also you will learn how to choose your location specific geodetic. Okay, we open our instance of GRASS GIS, and the first thing we're gonna do is take a look at the structure of the screen here. If we look here on the left hand side of the window, we have our project location. In the middle we have the map sets, and on the right we have a section called Manage. And we're going to be working with the Manage section, the location wizard, to create a location on this area with its corresponding map set on this area. Okay, so we begin by clicking the button on your Manage area called Location Wizard. So it opens this window to define a GRASS database and location name. Again, our GIS directory is set on the C drive, GRASS data folder, and we're going to create the name that we want to use for this location. So let's call it tutorial 6 location. And we have to give it a title. Eventually, other people will be working with your locations, with your map sets, and they'll need to find a way of differentiating what they're doing with what they're getting from other people. So try to be as helpful as you can on the description. So tutorial 6 location, and we need to, whenever you're working with a map or with somebody asks you to create a new location, you're going to have some basic information that you're going to need to create it. Your projection, your your coordinate system, your zone for the UTM or location. So all that, you're going to have some common information before you can start a project, and depending on what you have and you don't have, we'll be using different aspects of or different ways of creating a new location. For this location, we have our coordinate system, we have our projection system, and we have our zone projection system, which on this case we're using the UTM. So we're using the UTM projection, and we have NAT 83. That's our coordinate system, and it's based on zone 17. We have this bit of information from the documents that we received to create a new project. So if you don't have this information, you might have something else, and that will dictate what are you going to use to create a new location on the next screen. But for this tutorial, number 6, we have this piece of information, and we will use that to create our location on the next step. So we go ahead and click Next. And since this project is called Creating a Location Using a Coordinate System Parameters from a List, it's the first one on top, and we already have the information we need for that. And the previous step I showed you what that information was. So we click Next, and this is what we use, that information that we have. We're going to choose our projection. We are using a UTM projection. So we have two ways of doing it. If you know the code, you can just type it in, UTM. But if you don't know, let's say for some reason you have a bipolar conic or Western Hemisphere projection, so you look for it by name, and then you get the code. So we're looking for the UTM. So we go download, and it's called a Universal Transfer Marketer, UTM. So we go ahead and select that, and now it adds a code automatically. So we click Next, and it's asking us for our projection parameters. We do need the datum associated with the ellipsoid, just to give us more data to work with later. And we know we're in zone 17. We got this from the documentation we received from people asking us, or our project manager or supervisor will give us this information. So we know we're in zone 17. Oops, we don't need the Z, we just need the number. And we're not on the southern hemisphere. Our project is located on the northern hemisphere in North Carolina. For those of you living in the United States, we're on the north hemisphere. So we have zone 17, and we go ahead and click next. Now it's asking us for a specific geodetic datum. That also, we got that earlier, and it's called NAT 83. And again, if you don't know the code, you can just scroll down until you find it. So NAT 83. And this is just specific for North America. But if you live in Poland or Brazil, Philippines, you'll have your own geodetic datum. So we'll click next. And that pretty much it's all we need to create a new location. And we're just gonna go ahead and review our information. If something's wrong, we can always go back and change that. If we agree with everything that it's here, that we have all the information that we need, then we go ahead and click finish. That will create a new location. And before doing that, it's going to ask us if we want to set the default region, the extents for the default region, and a resolution for our project. If we have that information, we can go ahead and click yes. If we don't have that yet, we don't know what area exactly we're going to be working with, or we have a resolution, then we click no. But let's say yes for now. And just accept the default parameters that we have on this screen. And if you were to know your westings and your eastings or your falls, northing, and easting, then you'll fill all that information here. If not, just click set region, and we just give you, a basic one, the major one. And again, now we have here our project location. We have the new one now, tutorial 6 location. That's our new location with a default permanent map set, which is where all the data is going to be stored once we start working with this location. But we also want to create a user, or maybe we have several users that we're going to have to assign different parts of the project. So again, we go back to the right on the manage section, and the second button, create new map set in selected location. Well, we already have a map set, the permanent. We don't need to create that one because that one's created automatically. We're going to create a map set for a user. So let's call this user for tutorial 6. And then once we click OK, that's it. We have our user. And this is how we create a new location by selecting the coordinate system parameters from a list. And there are other that we're going to be going on in the next tutorials, but this tutorial was just specific for that, to create a new location with select coordinate system parameters from a list. This is the end of tutorial number 6. You practice how to define a GRASS database and location name. You also practice how to choose a project for your location. Projection for your location. You also practice how to choose your project location parameters. And finally, you practice how to choose your location-specific geodetic datum. And please take a look at the notes and the tutorial notes at the end of the video on the notes. And if there's any questions you might have, just put it out there and I'll answer as fast as I can get to it. Also follow the links where there are some other information that might be able to help you out and get some more pointers on how to use GRASS GIS. And again, thanks for watching, and keep an eye for tutorial number 7.